Welcome back, astronauts. Today I bring you even more Starfield news. That's right, Bethesda responds about if Starfield will feature sentient alien life. I'm going to talk about that in this video, as well as new details on Starfield's graphics. This comes from Digital Foundry, who was allowed to speak about the graphics on the game. So we're going to hear from them as well. And then AMD has officially responded about DLSS support for Starfield. And guess what? It's actually good news. And a new live action project for Starfield is actually in the works. Hear from one of the actors on that. And we got so much more, including your top comments. So let's jump into the video, astronauts, and get this started. All right, so let's start off with the interview with lead design director Emil Pagarillo. And he spoke to Polygon, and Polygon asked him this question right here. So, is there an aspect of the game that is about that search for sentient alien life? And Emil responded, said, no, not necessarily. It's a start. It's trying to figure out what is it a search for. We've showed that we've made some artifacts in the game, and we've shown some weird stuff. We're raising the question early on. Is this extraterrestrial? Is it something else? So a lot of mystery happening there, according to Emil. And post your comments. What do you think the artifacts are all about that we've seen so far in the trailers for Starfield? Now, Emil also went on to talk about the story some more in the interview and said the following. He said, the real high level of the story is like, are we alone in the universe in one place? What is the meaning of the universe sounds pretty heady, but we kind of go there a little bit. We get into some pretty existential stuff in the main story. We've talked a lot about NASA punk as being a theme of Starfield that NASA really helps to describe the visual language of Starfield and the technology level. But you could say the same thing about Interstellar, and that's not really what Interstellar is about. Starfield is really about that NASA punk vibe and connecting us in the game to NASA in real space technology. But even when you look at NASA, why does NASA go into space? What are we trying to get out there? And, these are a lot of interesting questions, of course. And again, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think this is going to be all about. I'd love to hear your comments on all of this. Now, this was posted by Peter Ovo on Twitter. They said Starfield causes Xbox Series X sales to increase by 1,056% on Amazon. And this is absolutely insane. And again, just goes to show you the hype around Starfield right now. So Xbox consoles are flying off the shelf right now, which is pretty crazy to see. And it's not surprising at all, of course. Now, we go on to talk about Digital Foundry. They actually had the opportunity to speak more on Starfield's graphics and reveal a little bit more details on the graphics about the game. Let's hear what they had to say about this.
And we can actually officially break embargo here with the blessing of Todd Howard. There's been something going on with Starfield capture, right? Which is
So every time they've shown Starfield, obviously, there's been this thing where the footage doesn't look smooth. We've talked about this before. The trailers have a lot of jitter. And we're like, is there performance problems? The answer is no. That is a problem with the trailers. The actual game does not have these problems.
The beginning of the game definitely has a lot of really great material and geometric quality there that you definitely did not see in anything like Skyrim or Fallout 4. It's quite another level.
That is quite true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks really impressive. Some really nice lighting, really high density stuff going on there.
So from what Digital Foundry is saying here, this is very, very good news for Starfield and bodes very well for the game. And again, this is based on what they're seeing over at Gamescom. And again, this is just great news for what Digital Foundry is saying on the game. Now, speaking on graphics as well, AMD also responded about DLSS support for PC players. And of course, DLSS support is important for NVIDIA users who use NVIDIA graphics cards because it increases frame rates in video games. And this is what Frank Azor, AMD's gaming chief, had to say to TheVerge.com. He said, If and when Bethesda wants to put DLSS into the game, they have our full support. And this comes from the Verge.com article again. And this is very good news for NVIDIA graphics users. So it comes down to, I guess, the relationship between AMD and Bethesda and them just agreeing on, adding DLSS support to the game. So this is great news, and hopefully it means that we do see DLSS support in the future. Of course, we do know that a modder is working on DLSS support as well. So either way, it looks like it's going to be a win-win for NVIDIA users. Now, also, there is a new live-action project that is in the works for Starfield. And this comes from director Stephen Ford on Twitter, who posted the following and said, I have no idea how I pulled this off. I'm creating a tiny live action thing for Starfield. And then he posted this mysterious document that has been marked out in secret. So I'm definitely excited to see what this live action project is, especially after that live action trailer we got for Starfield. That was absolutely mind blowing. And this makes me just want to see more of Starfield live action stuff. I really hope we see like a live action Starfield series or movie or something like that in the future, similar to what Bethesda is already doing with the Fallout live action series. And we got to check out this post, which was posted by Correct Minute on Reddit. It says online shipbuilder beta, and they have a post there to this shipbuilder that they created. And they said, hey y'all, only a few days until release. I have for the last weeks been working on an online version of the shipbuilder with the help from two 3D modelers. And I went to the website and checked it out, and this is very impressive stuff indeed. You can go in there, rotate the camera, you can actually select the individual ship parts here on the frontier. This is pretty mind-blowing stuff that someone created this on a website. So if you want to check it out, I'll leave a link down below in the comments. This is really cool, and hopefully they keep on adding more and more to this, of course. And by the way, GameRant.com wrote an interesting article about the upcoming Shattered Space DLC for Starfield. This is the bullet points of the article. It says the game features an extensive array of gameplay systems, including ground combat, ship combat, space exploration, ship customization, and more, adding to its already expansive nature. They then go on to say, while a post-launch DLC expansion titled Shattered Space is planned, it may not have a significant impact due to the abundance of content in the base game, which players may still be exploring when the DLC is released. So they're giving an opinion that the Shattered Space DLC may not have a significant impact because of what, Bethesda said about the campaign being 30 to 40 hours long. And I personally disagree with this. I think that gamers in general love more content regardless, and they love choices in that content. So I welcome the Shattered Space DLC completely, and I cannot wait to see more about that. So leave a comment down below. Do you agree with Game Rant's perspective on DLC for Starfield, or are you excited for the Shattered Space DLC? Again, my opinion on it is I welcome it. I think the more content we have, the better. And also, in case you haven't seen it, they released the global release times for Starfield, and it's coming up very quickly on September 1st for early access. And these are the release times for Starfield, as you can see right here. And you'll notice that some places are on August 31st because of the time zone differences. So it's still releasing all at the same time, of course. So you can't do that New Zealand trick on the Xbox. So don't even think about it. But here is all of the times for you. So check it out and let me know in the comments, when will you be playing Starfield for the very first time? And speaking of comments, let's jump over to your top comments, starting off with Veloc85, who says, I want to see the ability to build underground, underwater bases, and maybe some official on-land vehicle support as DLC. And yes, this is stuff that's been requested by a lot of people, and the underwater bases thing would be awesome to see. I cannot imagine what Bethesda would do with such DLC. And then the next top comment comes from BHILL005. They said, it's hard to contain the excitement as the days get closer. bought my first ever Xbox just for this moment. I'm mad hyped for Starfield. So I'm guessing that they were one of the people that caused the Xbox sales to increase so dramatically on Amazon by 1,056%. So if you're getting an Xbox, congrats to you. If you are upgrading your PC, congrats as well. This is going to be very exciting when we approach the launch of Starfield on September 1st. And keep it right here, astronauts. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe, turn on those notifications, because yes, I will be posting my full review of Starfield with brand new gameplay right here on the channel on August 31st at 12 p.m. Eastern Time or 9 a.m. Pacific Time. So be there, astronauts. You definitely don't want to miss my coverage of Starfield. And I'll be doing some other gameplay videos as well outside of the normal review. So again, tons of content coming up right here on the channel. And hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. I will see you astronauts later. Take it easy, take care, and see y'all later.